Hey guys, it's Retro Rose here, and welcome back to Mushy Monday, where we played a cute, cozy game. And today we're going to continue Our Life Now and Forever, the demo. We just met Kue, because I believe his name means autumn. Please forgive me if I'm butchering that name. I will get it. But yeah, let's pick up where we left off. I think he was joining us on our adventure to help us get back to like our houses and stuff. So yeah. Yes, I was just gonna ask that. You relaxed your stance, accepting that this was really over now. Yeah. Her cheer had extra pizzazz because she still had that stick to point up high to our houses. While chuckling, Quay used his fist to enthusiastically punch the air. It matched Tamarack's pose. Homeward bound. He smiled at them in agreement. And so you start to walk through the yellowed fall grass to get to the neighborhood again, but you weren't going to be alone there. Tamarack bounded ahead, bouncing her arms up and down with the stick like she was the conductor of a marching band. McQuay came alongside you in even casual steps. You are returning to the house. Your neighborhood had become even more orange toned by the time you finally returned to it. The far off sun slowly sank away behind the tallest mountain and the forest to sleep for the night. Your shadows grew large, pulling away from your bodies to reach out into the street ahead. The dark shapes morphed and combined with one another as you walked in your own mismatched rhythm, all while the eyeball chilliness of the outside world got more powerful bit by bit. Tamarack still stayed 2 steps ahead. Sometimes she was closer and sometimes she got away from you again. She used her stick to knock at the bushes and lamps along the sidewalk. Clay was next to you but had switched things up so that he was taking large steps backwards. He guessed it was to look at you in the face better, or he just thought it was fun. He pointed out the sharp building on the street as he went, the sharpest building on the street as he went. Part of it looked almost like a tower, a different kind than the one in the backyard. See, that's the house from the front. It's great. And that's your house, right? The one in the middle? And Granny owns that even further away one? Cool. The sounds of your steps continued to echo through the cul-de-sac until you came to a stop in front of the center of the path you arrived. Tamarack put both her hands up in front of her chest and waved them around. I'm going home. Tamarack spun in place before dashing further along the sidewalk to the slope, gray house on the end of the neighborhood. Her bag clunked and jingled at her side the whole way there. Bye. Okay, that is it. You pulled out an eager grin. We gotta meet up again later. See you. You flipped around to go back to the same way he had come with you. He needed to return the pointy red house with the huge backyard. He didn't stop. He didn't drop any papers that time. You waited there in front of the house in the dimming evening light, watching the other 2 kids go to their homes right on the same street. It was cool to meet you too. That was everything. The whole outing was done. In the quiet resolution of your first day in this place, the 2 encounters you had earlier that afternoon drifted through your head. Tamarack and Kue. Oh, now you're at the stage where you'll get to set your dynamic with Tamarack and Kue. Our Life Now and Forever has a specific way of constructing the personalized relationships you have with 2 neighbors you grow up with. It's called dynamics. This encompasses how your character and that character feel about one another and how they generally interact with each other. It doesn't determine if your character is shy, confident, or sociable or unsociable. That's done through the phrasing / actions you pick in the normal choices. This is only setting how you and the 2 leads tend to think, approach things, on the top line level. These settings can be the same for both Tamarack and Quay, or be entirely different from one or the other. First part of the dynamic system is that you set for your relationship standing. Your chosen relationship standing is always mutual with the other character. It is possible to change your standing at the start of each step, and even at certain points within a step, at least normally. There are some settings that can't be changed once you pick them. The 5 main options for your relationship standings are neighbors, friends, family, crushes, and beloveds. Neighbors means there's someone you know, and it's nothing more meaningful than that. Whether it's still amicable or completely cold or even hostile is up to you. Friends means that you're friends. One understanding it's possible to even go deeper and have them to be your best friends. That's not set on the dynamic screen, it's a normal choice. Family means that you truly love them and will always keep them in your life in a fully platonic way. You can't choose to love someone this deeply until later steps once you've known them longer. You also won't be able to change the setting and anything else once you've picked it. It's completely certain and unwavering. You can bring both Tamarack and Quay into your proverbial family. Crushes mean that you and them have crushes on each other. While on this standing, you keep your feelings a secret and act as though you're only friends and best friends, or it can be known that you're romantically interested. Later in the game, you can also officially go steady with Tamarack or Quay. If you begin to date one of them, your standing on the dynamic screen will change to partners instead of crushes. It is possible to be crushed on Tamarack and Quay at the same time, and for most of the game, you can only get into an actual serious relationship with one. In step 4, a polyamorous relationship can be pursued if you want. All inclusive, I like it. The way that will work is that Quay and Tamarack would be in a committed platonic relationship with each other, and then can be in committed platonic or romantic relationships with the MC. Quay and Tamarack won't be romantically involved with each other regardless of the choices that the MC makes. If you do date one or both, you can't break up with them. The partner status can't go away once you get it. It is possible to change simply crushes to one of the other options if you want to. Beloveds means that you truly love them and will always keep them in your life in a clearly romantic way. You can't choose to love someone this deeply until later steps, once you've known them longer. You also won't be able to change the setting to anything else once you've picked it. It's completely certain and unwavering. Like crushes, romantic feeling can be known, a secret, or you can be official partners. If you're at this setting, you'll also unlock possibilities of getting engaged and changing your relationship status to fiancés. Ooh, there's no requirement to getting married or even date. What you do or don't do with your feelings of love is up to you. This leads to respect your set boundaries. If you are beloveds and make the choice that you're hoping to get married, but haven't asked yourself, your partner can be one propose instead. The MC will accept the proposal by default because the game believes that's what they want. They want that. You can't convince your partner to rethink marriage, to think marriage is a good idea, and then reject them when they pursue it. That's part of one dynamic. The second part is expressions element. This is how you and other characters generally interact with each other. Like relationship standings, expression elements are determined separately for Tamarack and for Quay. I'm gonna keep butchering this child's name, I'm so sorry. It doesn't have to be the same for both. But expression elements don't have to be mutual because of the character, Tamarack, Quay. They have their own ways of conveying themselves, and your character gets to have theirs. Expression elements are broken down further into 3 meters, with 3 choices per meter. Meter 1, deferring, teamworking, and contesting. 2, praising, unassuming, and teasing. 3, daunting, accepting, admiring. For meter 1, you can use it to determine if your character is a follower or goes with the flow of deferring, a collaborator or a compromiser using teamworking, or tries to be the leader and decision maker, whether the other person actually wants to follow them or not, using contesting. In meter 2, it determines if your character is the type of person to go out of their way to make comments on another person and what they do. If not, they're unassuming. So if the comment can be complimentary, even flirty, if praising, or they can be joking or giving the other person a hard time if teasing. You get to control the phrasing intentions through choices. Meter 3 can be set to determine how your character views Tamarack and Quay. Quay. Do they feel like they need to look out for them? Or they're on the same level as each other? Or that the other person is more incredible than most? When you first meet, okay, I feel like I'm gonna butcher his name, so I want to correct that. See how to pronounce his name properly.
Q.
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 Q. Q? Okay, I guess so. When you first meet Q and Tamarack in the story, they go with their normal kind of behavior for their interactions with your character. Because of that, their expression elements are always on the same in step 1. Step 1, Q, team working, teasing, and daunting. I can see that. Step 1, contesting, praising, and accepting. I see that too. As you spend more time with Tamarack and Q, they'll get to know your character better. And each time, in each of the next steps, their expression levels can change to match that. If, for example, you're friends with Tamarack and expressive displeasure, whether she insists on getting her way, she'll notice that. In step 2, instead of contesting, she could be team working with your character, even deferring and depending on the details. I like how much effort is put into this. Like I enjoy like being able to be this detailed about establishing these relationships and going through these phases of life with your characters. Their connection with your character will develop organically, though in future steps. You also have the option of customizing their expression elements if you want to make sure your playthrough has a specific feel. And starting in step 2, and if you're more than just neighbors, a 4th expression element meter unlocks. Envious of, not jealous or jealous over. Envious of means that one character is envious of the life appearance, abilities, and relationships, or something else the other person, depending on the specifics involved. Jealous over means that they feel discomfort if they think that the other person seems to like someone else more or isn't spending as much time with them as normal and such. The jealousy meter does nothing but let you add more negative feelings or relationship competition interactions as an extra element of drama to your life. By default, Quay, Tamarack, and you will always be not jealous, which skips all that. You have to choose to customize the expression elements and set them to being jealous in one way or the other for that kind of emotion to crop up. With relationship standings and expression elements, you'll be able to have a truly personal dynamic with Tamarack and with Quay. QA. There are dozens of combos for the step you're in, and when going from step to step, being at crushes in step 3 will be different if you used to be friends than if you were crushing at the start, so on. You'll have plenty of options to try out. That ends the dynamic system tutorial. We hope you'll enjoy the connections you create with Tamarack and Quay. Oh, okay. Tamarack. I want to say definitely teamwork. Admiring and praising. Oh yeah. Daunting, teasing, and admiring. Oh, wait. Oh, only 2? Oh. Is it because he has it? Oh, I don't know. So, definitely teasing. Oh, these are the different meters. I forgot about that. I just read that and just almost forgot about that. So teasing definitely one. Okay, daunting. I say crushes. Wait, did I miss something? Oh, I need to pick a third. Oh, okay, cool. I figured that. I don't know why it didn't let me do it. I think I have teasing already. Accepting. Oh, I have to select from each. Oh, geez. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that. So it's daunting. Okay, so what was it? Daunting. Yes, I would like to look out for teasing. Okay, definitely that. Teasing and teamwork. What about deferring? No, you are a collaborator. Yes. I just realized I picked the same thing that he picked. Oh, let me move out the way so you can see. We literally picked the same things. I didn't even realize it. Things are so different for you from just that morning when you left and went on a drive to move. Before then, in the Golden Grove, you've seen it only in pictures and had known anybody who was a local there. But here you were, a person who lived in a town and was friends with the neighbors on both sides of your house who also lived here. Were you friends, you thought? And even though he wasn't here anymore and a bunch of other things happened that day, Kia was the only thing on your mind. What it was like when you first saw him on the tower, when you started to talk to and know him, all that stuff with his notes and papers. This is so cute because it really just puts me back in like my childhood and just how blissful it was interacting with like new kids and exploring new places just with that childlike innocence. He was special. The air outside kept getting even colder, but you were so warm on the inside. It was nice and comfortable in the place we were. Getting even more lost in your own imagination. You wondered when you get to see him again. Rose, is that you? Your mom called from over the fence. Coming. You bounded forward and passed through the gate. Oh, I'll say it again. She literally reminds me of my mom. If y'all saw a picture of my mom, you would definitely agree. She even had short hair. She just never had that color, but that's like my mom. Mom had left the porch and was there to meet you. Thank you for coming back. I was sure you were having an exciting time out there. You never believe what happened. I bet, but I look forward to hearing about it. From strength to strength, we've got the key to the house. The agent finally arrived about 20 minutes ago. He's gone now, but I haven't peeked yet. Both of us should be here for this. It's your house too. Yeah, this is our house now. Absolutely. Come on. Mom turned to go and slipped the key out of her sweater pocket. She gestured with the other hand for you to follow. Your mom led the way as you went back up the stairs. The key fit perfectly into the hole in the door, and Mom smiled at the sound of an unlocking click. Carefully, she leaned forward with her shoulder, giving it a nudge, unsure if the best option for ancient doors was extra force or extra restraint. The door sound threw me off. The house opened with a creak. Air came out through the front like it was exhaling. Mom let out a breath at the same time. Oh, over here, Rose. There's a space for you to get a little closer. You can see inside here. You scooch towards your mom's side in the door frame. And it was then that you noticed that there was a mat on the floor, and it was light color and kind of hard but fluffy texture. Sort of a mat that get dirty looking right away when it was used, but it was still clean and nice, and it had been worn down at all like the rest of the building. This part of the house wasn't just this I can't talk. This part of the house wasn't just an old thing left behind by other people who didn't need it or want it anymore. Someone must have put it there for this to happen. Your mom and you moving in. Written across on the top it says, "Oh, welcome home." Mom softly tapped the top of your shoulder, bringing you back into the moment. She kept the hand there, leading you with her. The two of you walking through the door. Everything in the air was still. The wind was blocked. The wind was blocked, but it was practically cold inside as it was out of the house. Mom shifted forward cautiously, feeling around for a light switch. Got it. Oh wow. The dim light from the ceiling sparked on in an instant, and there in front of you was an old-fashioned living room. The house had furniture that came along with it, but it wasn't a set. The pieces were mismatched. Each chair, table, and bookshelf was a different color. They were covered in transparent sheets of plastic and in dust. The room had a real fireplace made out of brick, and in the back you could see a staircase going up to another floor. Beautiful, even better than the photos. So much potential inside these walls. You blew your apartment out the water. Mom was right. You had thought it'd be good, but it was somehow more than that. Your mom touched the tip of her fingers to the mute blue paint next to her. We'll have to clean as much as we can make it, clean as we can to make it livable before bed. It'll be a long night. We can unpack more of our things tomorrow, though. I'll be doing much of that on my own. You're going to be busy. Mom increased the pitch of her voice, squinting her eyes sweetly. After all, it's the first day of 5th grade. You threw your hands up in excitement in the air. She chuckled gently while watching you. We got here just in time, huh? Her eyes drifted closed, and there was a crease in her brows. She seemed further away without having gone anywhere. Even if I'm here early for the job, I was not going to make you be a full week late to class. Being new to town like this is already going to make you point of attention. You couldn't tell if she thought that was a good thing or a bad thing by her tone, but Mom didn't say anything more about it. She lifted her circle scarf over her head, carefully not to let it catch on her earrings, and left it on top of her suitcase. So you want to see upstairs? Yeah. The second floor was more of the same. Lonely, sealed away rooms with furniture nobody had seen to been using for ages that were covered up by plastic sheets. Lots of dust. You could see the footprints your mom left behind in the grime as she wandered the halls with wide, amazed eyes. After checking the state of the whole house, Mom made the decision to leave the furniture and its protection until after sweeping was finished. There were too many dust bunnies that might jump over to take a seat on your couches if the spots were available. I hope I can remember where I put the dustpan. The broom itself shouldn't be hard to find. You returned to the living room after Mom got her trusty pair of crafting scissors out of her suitcase. She put her scarf inside it, and then taking the scissors out, Mom then went through some of the taped up boxes like it was her birthday, and each one was shiny. Unopened present with the ribbon on top. But her gift was just stuffy she already owned. One by one, she took out the supplies that had been brought for this very moment, setting them around her legs on the floor wherever there was space. Then she divided them into separate piles. A pair of yellow gloves, a fluffy fresh duster, a bottle of cleaning spray, a full roll of paper towels Mom had set of her own, and the other was for you. You were going to need them. There was only one broom and dustpan that she did successfully find. You were going to take turns using that. The first move in that make the house place people can actually live and plan was yanking open the streaky windows to get some airflow in again. Though before even that, you had to get the locks on the windows themselves to come loose. You dug your fingers in between the base of the window frame and the latch pressed against it, forcing it to move against its will. Oh, I love that. When the lock clicked into place on the opposite side, you shoved the window up with both hands. Your gloves were already patched with filth. The icy crisp breeze that flowed in from the outside was a lot more welcome at this point. You got a good look at the neighborhood while catching your breath. Street lights had come on. But you then felt the window there to do its job and went back to yours. The two of you went back and forth, up and down and around the house to open everything up that you could. Some windows were jammed in place so tight that you had to leave it alone for your mom to get it later. The next point on the list was to somehow scrub down all the floors, walls, counters, and every other inch of the place where dust could settle, which was every inch of the entire house. You picked a spot and gave it a sweep with the fuzzy head of the duster. A nice line of clear wood followed behind your motion. The pattern continued for a while, and whenever the dust layer was gone from the spot, you come back over again with the cleaning spray to really make it shine. Your mom was able to track down and turn on the heater. Not that you could tell the difference with all of the windows open. Eventually, you had a short dinner break with your mom, standing around in the kitchen together, with the two of you as dusty as the rest of the house. It was packed meals from the car. Simple sandwiches, fruit with thick peels that wouldn't get smashed on the drive, little bags of granola and pretzels and juice boxes. Oh, my childhood. There were no groceries. The rated fridge was off. Oh, and totally empty when you checked. I know it's a bit soon, but I'm gonna actually go ahead and cut it here. Thank you for joining me on this Mushy Monday, and I hope to catch you next Monday. I am hoping that it'll be on time, but I did need to take a mental health day. Things have been a little rough, but I appreciate your patience. I hope you continue to tune in with Mushy Monday, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.